Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first edition of Strikers Best Bets. First of all, I'd like to welcome Piere into the WSB family. He's been a great ambassador to the industry, and it's a privilege to have him on board with World Sports Betting.
Well, thank you, Stuart. So far, so good. You guys have been unbelievable. It's just such a friendly atmosphere when I arrive at the offices. I felt very welcoming. Obviously, I hope I'm gonna do a good job. I mean, obviously trying to sell your product, and it's just nice to be part of a team and having a second life in horse racing again.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board. As I told you, prior to you coming on board, it is a family. The values are, it's very family orientated, and I promise you, you'll enjoy every second of your time with us. So just a little bit of trivia, if you want to call it that, is that um, that World Sports Betting actually is the only sponsor in the country, that actually, sponsors in all jurisdictions in South Africa. We sponsor in Durban, we sponsor in Joburg, we sponsor in Port Elizabeth, and we sponsor in the Cape. We've also been, I would say, 10 years in the making. We've also been, sponsoring Group 1s in South Africa, and our motto is to give back to the industry. Our CEO, Warren Tannis, and our COO, which is Reno Duplessis, they believe in giving back, and so we sponsor a lot of charities, orphanages, old age homes. We've built a church. We donate money to a lot of churches. So there's a lot that we do for outside of horse racing and inside of horse racing. Since we've been doing the Grooms Initiative, we've put 6 million. To date, we've put 6 million back into the game for the grooms. Which is a significant amount of money.
So there's a lot of goodwill going on.
Absolutely. It's not about making money. It's about giving back and paying it forward, and that's what we believe.
So sorry, obviously you have to earn money for the company to work. What makes your betting company better than the rest? Why would a punter want to join World Sports Betting? What's the difference and what benefits him more?
Okay, perfect. And I'm glad you asked that. Question, Pierre. So we generally are the first to market with betting. We come out 4 to 5 days before anybody else. Our odds are generally a little bit better than the rest. We also, with the new and improved website that we've just developed and we've just launched, obviously there are teething problems, but we're getting through them at a fast rate. We now offer up to 6 places. We now offer betting patterns. So when you go onto the website and you click on a race, you'll see opening betting and not just opening betting and current betting. You'll see the betting moves as it goes along. We have now developed a coins wallet, if you want to call it that. So every time you have a bet, we credit your coins wallet in real time, as well as at the end of the month. We give back to our clients in terms of vouchers. So
Points wallet, what does that mean?
Okay, so the points wallet is, so every time you have a bet, it goes into a coins wallet, okay, which entitles you, okay, once you've built it up, I get to a significant amount of money, it entitles you to take that money out of your coins wallet and to actually have a bet, okay, whether it be on sport, whether it be on casino, whether it be on numbers, or whether it be on horse racing. So, okay, that's a benefit that is very pertinent to our customers. So, okay, they're getting, excuse me, so they're getting okay, real-time credits, and at the end of every single month, uh, okay, they get vouchers, okay, in terms of their play. So, okay, those are all pluses. We also unparalleled in sports betting, where our odds are significantly higher. So, okay, hypothetically, like let's take cricket, for example, okay, where South Africa is now playing Pakistan. Okay, you'll see that our odds are significantly bigger. Excuse me. So those are all the pluses in opening up an account with World Sports Betting. Obviously, we like we have head offices in Joburg, and we have our racing division as well, which is totally separate to your online gaming in terms of casinos and the rest. So yeah, so it's an unbelievable company to be with in terms of okay, betting with us. I also want to add, Piere, that all first-time okay, clients that are opening up accounts, we do offer a first deposit match of up to 20,000 rand.
Match meaning whatever you will match same amount.
100%, but up to 20,000 rand.
So if I put in 20,000 into my account, you will match me another 20, and it eventually
bets. In free bets. So those are all the pluses in terms of betting with World Sports Betting.
good.
Yeah, I think we should preview, or we are going to preview, okay, the Charity Mile on Saturday. Okay, it being a major race day in South Africa. But I think the whole format of this is that we run through it as quick as possible. Because I know from myself, I don't want to sit through a 45-minute or an hour podcast. So I think, okay, having you on board and as being the best jockey in South Africa, and I believe that record is going to stand for many, many, many a year. I've been in racing all my life. And knowing what I know about you, okay, this record is going to stand for a long time. And it's just great to have you on board as one of our ambassadors.
Thank you. Can you imagine if I tried harder, if I traveled a bit more?
Yeah. If you worked a little bit harder, okay, I believe that you would have got to 10,000 winners. I've known you a long time. But I truly believe if you wrote just a little bit more work in the morning, I believe you would have got to the 10,000. But be that as it may, it's a great milestone, and it's something to be proud of.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I think let's start with race 2 on Saturday. I'm going to run through the betting just very briefly, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, and let's get your opinion on the runners. So the second race, they're betting 18-10 at number 5, Quiet Winter. They're betting 7-1 Stone of Scone. They're betting 4-1 a horse called Sakura Anami from the Strydom yard. 1101 Winter Bell. So those are an 1101 a horse called Midnight Miracle, number 4.
Yeah. Basically, the way I saw, look, it's a bit of a competitive field. So you might have to go wide in a bar pot. Um, Obviously, Quiet Winter has got a good form, but if you look at her, she's got a merit rating of 80. So does number 4, Midnight Miracle, and so does number 3, Gaslight Dancer. So if the handicap has got it correct, they are all on par. So I would pick between the 3, the 4, and the 5. Pick 2 of those, and then I would add the horse at the bottom, Sakura Anami. I don't know if you watched her first start, but she had such a bad jump at the start, lost many lengths. She was outpaced completely, and it looked like she was never going to run near the money. And all of a sudden, she took off. I know she got beaten by 5 lengths, but the way she was finishing at the end, the extra distance is going to suit her. Jumping on terms is going to should suit her, and just experience alone should suit her. So I would look at putting 3 horses in a bar pot.
Okay, my only thing is, I see that Craig Zaki jumped ship. So, okay, he rode Sakura first time out. She did get she did get left, and I believe that with that one run under her belt, I guess she's going to improve and she'll know what to do. But he has jumped onto Quiet Winter. He's been on Quiet Winter the last 3 runs, and also traditionally the Turffontein stands side track down the straight. Okay, favors the outside draws. So I would also be with personally, I'd be with Gaslight Dancer, Midnight Miracle, Quiet Winter, and I would also throw in Sakura Hanami.
Army.
Okay, race 3. They're betting a short price favorite, even money number 13, African Pride. They're betting 7-1, number 9, Karate Kid. They're betting 7-1, number 5, Chieftain. They're betting 13-1, Taxi to the Moon from the Tony Peter yard. And they're betting 7.5-1. Sorry, I admitted that. A horse called Charming Cheetah, number 11, from the Robin Claassen yard.
Yeah, this is a handicap. So everyone's got a fair chance, but or an equal chance, theoretically. If you look at the favorite, African Pride, it's a hot pot favorite. It ran off 89-minute rating last time, so it went up 3.
Sports. Silos.
Then last time, I think Trent Mayu, obviously, I think he must have claimed because as being an apprentice still, it's 1.5 kilograms. So theoretically, this also gone up a lot. And if you look at the handicapping, Charming Cheetah, it's got 107 merit rating, carrying 53.5. African Pride got a 95, carrying 52. African Pride is way under sufferance. So I'm not saying he can't win because he's an improver. He's a young horse, and he won easily last time. I would just be concerned in bankering him. I don't know. I think he's a bit short in the betting for my liking. I'm actually going to lean towards number 5, Chieftain. You could either put both in, but I think Chieftain's going to get you through in the race. It's drawn on the outside, which is perfect. I remember when I was still riding his second last start when he won. I rode a filly called Tropper Veloce. My filly in the finish was still running strongly at the end, and I thought, I'm going to win this race. And Chieftain came past me. In fact, actually, Gavin was he still had the reins tight, so he still had something in hand, and he beat us comfortably. And it proved that the next start, the horse won again. So I'm going to stick with Chieftain just because what I saw when he went past me 2 starts ago, and since then he's banked the form. I'm going to bank it in the PA number 5, Chieftain.
I tend to agree with you, Pierre. I saw African Pride's last win at the Vaal. It was an unbelievable win. I mean, he was going through the 200 with handfuls in hand. But being a handicap, as you say, I believe it makes it a way more open than it makes it way more open. I know that they think a hell of a lot of Charming Cheetah. That run behind Miami Mountain was an unbelievable run.
Very?
The 1,000 is a worry. The 1,000 is a worry, but as you know, okay, that Turffontein 1,000 is not an easy 1,000. It's one from one course and distance. Um, uh, the only problem, in my opinion, is that Charming Cheetah's drawn 2. I also know that Taxi to the Moon is very, very well. I had a chat with Piere this morning. He's doing exceptionally well. With no disrespect, I also saw the last run of Taxi to the Moon, and I just believe that with stronger handling, because there's a switch now from Le Harbour to Serena Woodley, also drawn 12. I believe that puts him in the race. So I fancy 3 horses, 4, Taxi to the Moon, Chieftain, and African Pride. Okay, we're going to race 4. I hope we're going quick enough for you, Mr. Strydom. We go to race 4. You've got a short price favourite. When I say short price, at 5 to 2, horse called Elegantrix. 5 to 1, Mum Lumbo. 3 to 1, Stormy Day. 6.5 to 1, Ovation Star. 6.5 to 1, a horse called Warm Reception. Over to you, sir.
Look, this is a race where it's set weights, and your highest handicap horse should win. That's up 1, Elegantrix. My concern, she's drawn 10. I guess 1 scratching now, Tina Lovelace, so she's comes into draw 9. Over 1,400 Turffontein, the draws plays a big part. Another concern is that she came off how many months? 3 months break. So she ran like a week ago. Has that the second run being that close? Will it not maybe affect her? So even though she has to go in, I think you have to back her up. I'm gonna back her up with a filly that's the next highest merit rated, and it's got a good draw. So close to that, not the second best handicap horse. Is number 5, Mum Lumbo. Why I like her, she's been super impressive. She's been winning well. But then if you look at the last start, she was drawn 10 out of 10 at the Vaal Classic track. So bad draw over that distance. She was dropped right at the back, dropped in. And at the 100 or the 200 meter mark, it looked like this video was going to come through and win it. Like from not having a winning position. Then she obviously ran out of steam the last little bit. So I'm going to give her another chance. I'm going to include her. And then Stormy Day is obviously 2 starts, 2 wins. How do you know how good these horses are? They're young horses, you know. Look at number 7, Ovation Star, won by 6 lengths, even though it was on a poly track. But how do you know? Maybe on the turf it's even better. So these are young horses, and it's difficult to say who's going to end up in winning the features in the future. So I'm gonna have to put Elegantrix in with Mum Lumber and Stormy Day.
Yeah, so my 2 cents worth is that this filly Elegantrix is a very nice horse. I saw a race at Scottsville the day she just got beat. Like when I say just got beat, actually ran a length to a horse called Directed from the Greef yard. She is a top filly. I know that that the run last week, okay, was a prep to bring her on for for Charity Mile Day. But like you, I think, or not think, I'm hoping not, but this run may just come too soon. I also, like you, I like the horse from the Adamson yard, the Mamlambo, and obviously Stormy Day. These horses are very much not exposed. Being Mamlambo, Stormy Day, Ovation Star, and even a horse like Warm Reception. I mean, Warm Reception opened 4-1 on debut, flipped it to 12.5-1. And she won easily. So we don't know how good these horses are. So like you, I think I'll also be playing wide. Okay, we're going to race 5. They're betting 3-1 Tin Pan Alley, 9-2 Zalatoris, 4-1 Miami Mountain from the Michael de Kock yard. And that's pretty much the top 3 in the betting, with 10-1 horse called Whispering Death from the Michael de Kock yard, and 12-1 a horse called Nyaka from the Tony Piere yard.
Well, I'm going to cut this down because we have to try and cut down some races. It sounds a bit difficult on Saturday. The obvious horse is Tin Pan Alley. He's got a higher merit rating. He beat the older horses his last start. Unfortunately, he's drawn 12. He's coming back 50 meters in distance, which is not what you normally want. Normally, you have your first run, so the horse runs a bit fresh, and then it goes over distance further. Maybe the 1400 is perfect for him. I'm just gonna go with number 2, Zalatoris. I just liked the run last time from draw 1. Last time was drawn 10 out of 10 around the bend. So from having everything against it last time out to now having draw 1, which I believe over 1400 definitely is vital. So I'm going to try and cut it down as much as possible. Banker Zalatoris in a place accumulator. But for the pick 6, obviously, you have to add in Tin Pan Alley.
I've got to throw my 2 cents worth in here. Zalatoris beat a horse called Shadow Facts from the Sean Terry yard on Tuesday. Beat against Shadow Facts in Durban on Gold Cup Day. On Tuesday, Shadow Facts came out, also first run for the season, and run a dismal 4th. So that, in my opinion, puts that form line under a little bit of scrutiny. I agree with you. Tin Pan Alley is the highest rated in the race by a country mile, by 3.5 kilos. He is drawn wide, but he is the class of the race. My 2 fancies in the race are the 2 10-1 shots, being Whispering Death and Yaka Naka. Before Byron Twerkers passed away, God rest his soul, as you know, we sponsored the Border Stable, and I used to go there often. And Byron always said to me that this is a proper racehorse. I just believe, in my opinion, with no disrespect, I just believe that the switch from Louis Schlappel to Richard Ferry is a major advantage. I also believe that he's drawn well, which is in his favor. So in my PAs, Barpups, and Big Sixes, I'm putting in the 4 horses: Tin Pan Alley, Zalatoris, Whispering Death, and Yaka Nyaka. Okay, we go on to the 6th race, where they're betting 15-4 World of Alice, 10-1 Heads Queen, 10-1 Do It With Diamonds, 11-1 a horse called Soldier's Eye, and the rest, and 15 a two-step Queen, and 8-1 Women's Will, and the rest are in double figures, Piere.
Yeah, so handicap, difficult race. I mean, where do you cut down? It's terribly difficult. I'm gonna go with Bull of Alice. In fact, I'm gonna go with the two Sean Terry horses. Bull of Alice won obviously a very good race last time. Um, Speaking to Sean Terry a couple of days ago, he was quite surprised actually that she managed to win. So he's obviously going to be more confident over the extra distance, and the fact that she won already and she beat um could mean good, you know, if Elegantrix wins earlier. Um, so Will of Alice is my first pick with the Danish stable companion. Number 13, Warning Sound. Read this fairly before. I thought she was going to be a late maturer. So with time, I believe she'll just get better and better. She's got a nice lightweight, a good draw, scope for improvement. So I'm gonna try and cut it down to those two. If you don't, if those two aren't good enough for you, then you're gonna have to put in a lot of horses. But the funny thing is, my other the horse that I liked last time, and I made a banker, and she ran last. It was number 5, Coco Melon, also from the Sean Terry yard. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna like her this time because I've drawn 14, and she ran last time out. So, but it's just horse that I picked up from last time.
Yeah, so I tend to agree with you. It's 2 or 3 horses on the field. It's very open. I would add in just one other, or 2 other, should I say. A horse called Do It With Diamonds. I know that she's got a bit of class about her, this mare. And a horse called Soldier's Eye, as kickers in your exotic bets. Then on to the big one, the Allied Steelroad Charity Mile. Just a great shout out to Arun Chada and Warren Rippon for putting their money behind the day. It's always great to see sponsors putting money and contributing towards charity, which is very close to our hearts at WSB. So a great shout out to them. Yeah, they're betting.
I mean, I rode for Allied Steelroad for Arun and Warren, and it was an absolute pleasure working with them. Never had any issues. You know, horses get hit and people get upset. Um, they took it like gentlemen, and yeah, as you said, well done to them.
And also they're major players in the game. They own a lot of horses. They care for the horse. That I do know. Both Arun and Warren are good people. And they deserve all the success that they get. Okay, they're betting 8-1 Atticus Finch. They're betting 4-1 Confederate. They're betting 7-1 Bust Up and Hounslow, which you've ridden in the past. They're betting 6-1 the filly Call Me Getrix. And then obviously there's double figures about the balance.
Yeah, Stephen, you found me on a day where it's so difficult to find the winners.
I
Uh,
agree.
I mean, I'm leaning towards Atticus Finch just because you ran a cracker last time out from a shockingly bad draw. He's now drawn 1. His second last start, he bled, which is a concern. But sometimes you treat a horse and they get over it, and it never happens again. So hoping for them, it doesn't happen again. But on his best form, quality horse, drawn 1, so much in his favor. Obviously, last time was 1450 meters, like a prep run, and he ran way above, I think, what they expected. I mean, he started at 50-1. Now it's a tougher, it's a stand side course, it's a mile, a lot more in his favor. Then also rode this horse Confederate, beautiful big horse, was always going to improve with every run. Unfortunately, drawn 14 is very hard. But the good thing about him is that he's got gate speed. He can get handy very easily. So maybe there's a chance that he overcomes his draw. The only problem is for him to overcome his draw, he might have to really work a bit. But the way he won last time, as an improver, as a beautiful big horse that I think you can get better and better, you have to include him. So and then what about a horse called Octalycan? I know he's only ran in July, so he's had quite a bit of a break. But you know, many horses have come up from Cape Town or Durban to the James Crawford yard, and he's got a knack of improving on his horses or getting them ready on a day. So Octalycan is a runner, in my opinion. As you mentioned, Bustop in Hounslow, um, he's a horse that doesn't have a lot of speed early on, and then he sort of gets going. Also like immature, mentally immature horse. So he's getting better all the time. When I rode him at Gravel, you can ignore that run completely. Didn't jump well, didn't have a early speed, were too far behind at a short straight like Gravel, had no interest. My concern is though he's drawn 16, and if he doesn't get going early at the starting stalls, he's going to find himself far behind, and that's from that draw, not good. Choice another lovely horse. I mean, he's beaten Confederate Fire Attack. We saw how good those horses are, but he's drawn 18. How do you tip a horse like that? So uh, I've had to cut it down. I'm going to go Atticus Finch as my first choice, and Confederate as the danger.
Yeah, for me, this is a very, very hard race. I mean, you got last year's Summer Cup winner Atticus Finch in the race. He is the class package in the race. Confederate is, in my opinion, also a class package. But you got the one drawn 1 and the one drawn 14, which makes a huge, huge difference, as you said. I like the Cape Raider Octalycan. I believe that this run will bring him on for the Summer Cup. And my lurk in the race is a horse called Coleman Jetrix. I know she's a filly taking on the boys, but she's got the draw. She's got Musi in the saddle. She's 1-3 over the distance, and purely because of the weight and the draw, it's got to bring her into the race. Nearly there, Piere. So we go to race 8. Yeah, very tough card. I mean, I spent probably 4.5 hours on this card. I know that you were up early this morning, studying. It's very, very hard. Race 8, they're betting 2-1 in Flame. They're betting 9-2 a horse called Damio from the Allied yard. 8-1 Breeze Over. 7-1 United Council. 5-1 a horse called Moment. And yeah, the rest are in double figures, Piere.
And number 12, what price is number 12? Correct.
14-1.
Sure. I wonder why is he such a big price? Because I mean, I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm just looking at it. He finished first, second, and last time 8. Only got beaten 2.6 lengths, and he's gone over the distance 4. And he's a 4-year-old. He's like a youngster, up and coming. Yeah. Once again, it shows you how tough this race is. I'm going to go with the fitness, because it's a 2,400-meter race. I think to be fit, vital over this distance. So I'm leaning towards the better handicap horses, which is United Council. Breeze Over is also well handicapped, but he's drawn 8 and he doesn't jump very well. So you never know, is he going to work to get around them? And then maybe that. I remember what's called In Flame, a jockey who rode him, and I'm not going to mention names, and said, "Wow, I didn't think this horse was any good." Also, do improve. I understand that because I've been caught out many times myself. But so always in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this was not that good. But I mean, his form's there, you know. So I suppose you got to include Inflame and then Corrupt to walk at 14-1. Um, why can't he be a roughie, you know, like maybe a place bet?
Yeah, I agree with you. My problem is that Inflame hasn't gone over the distance, over the 2400. I mean, he won over 2800, so we know he stays. This was 20 drachmas. Okay, you got for the Sunday in the saddle. He's riding out of his skin. He's really, really doing well. This horse has got the draw. He's won over the course and distance. He's been unplaced twice over the course and distance, carrying no weight. So it's either you put in Inflame and United Council, or you go a little bit wider. I agree with you in terms of Corrupt. I'm glad to see that Nathan Klink is getting a chance, and I hope he takes it with both hands. But for
Yeah,
me, I think
yeah, I had a chat with Nathan Klink about 2 weeks ago, asking for help, and so I'm going to assist him for a little while, and let's see um, if he ups his game, if we can put it that way. Obviously, you need the good rides. That's all. That's what it is about, getting the best rides. That will, but you got to do other things in life, or in your in becoming a jockey, that puts all of that in place. So I had a good chat to him. Hopefully that's gonna help him for the next couple of months, and see if he can build on that.
well, if he's got you as his mentor, I believe that okay, he will improve. And I'm hoping okay that he takes his chances with both hands. Down to the last race, Piere, or should I say the ninth race, the last race that we're previewing. They're betting 15-10 Perfect Miracle, 5-1 Blizzard Snow, 7-1 Poblano, 6-1 Kindred Heart, 7-1 Poblano, and 7-1 Calantha. And I omitted Mystical Miss. Uh, they got her at 6-1.
Okay, well, having a difficult card at some stage, we have to find a banker. Uh, I'm not sure if people like to bank in a last race, but you got to cut down at some stage. And I'm gonna bank in number 6, Perfect Miracle. I just feel that 2 runs, 2 wins, up and coming. She looked very impressive her first win. So um, yeah, I think she's still got scope for improvement. So she could still be the handicapper might still not have got hold of her properly yet. So banking number 6, Perfect Miracle.
I agree with you 100%. This filly's got all class. Actually, she's got class written all over her. That first run was up the top draw. She came back after a 2-month break. She just won it. It just shows you that, and she went to the front after a 2-month break. And she just held on. But that proves to me that she's all class. And I think that this is the best bet on the card. And I'm banking this in all bets.
I agree with you.
Spear, it's been great having you on the show. You obviously will be with us at the Summer Cup, in the room, and obviously we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. But just to let the viewers know that at all our bigger races, okay, you're going to be there as our brand ambassador. We hoping to get you onto television on the day, okay, whether it be in Cape Town, Durban, Joburg, Port Elizabeth, wherever we are. and it's one of our sponsored days. We're going to have you on our panels, on our card calls, in the parade ring. I'm busy chatting with Cape Racing, or Raceco, should I say, for Phillies Guineas Day in Cape Town on the 6th, and obviously for the Met that we sponsor. We're going to have you very much involved as our brand ambassador, proudly our brand ambassador. We're going to have you involved in presenting the day, if I should call it that, and hopefully tipping some winners.
Yeah, obviously that's the main thing. I'm sure the punters want to make money. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be watching this program. But I'm always open to questions or discussing something you don't understand. Just ask me. I'm open to advice.
Well, that's great to hear, Piere. And thank you for your time. And are we going to be doing this on a weekly basis? As you and I chatted off air last night, we want to start bringing on some guests, that we can get a different perspective. So we'll have a jockey's perspective, we'll have a bookmaker's perspective, and then obviously we'll bring on, somebody else to give us another perspective to the meeting that we are tipping.
Well,
it was nice having you, Piere, and we'll chat soon.
Thank you.
Cheers.